Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is the Tattoos with Intention podcast, unpacking the tattoo paradigm. I'm your host, Mark Nara, and obviously I'm going to be guiding you on a bit of a journey around the tattoo universe, what's at the heart of it, exploring different experiences that surround tattooing, and hopefully unveiling a little bit more about what it means to be tattooed and to get tattooed, whether it's in the past, today, in our present, or what it may look like in the future. In this episode, I'm going to be speaking with another dot work artist from Poland. His name's Piot. We're going to talk about his journey, how he works with tattooing today, and we're going to get into the deeper level of what it is exactly that is happening with people when they get tattooed on this level. He feels like he's on a bit of a mission these days and that there's a lot of work to do. And we delve into how we're all our own healers these days. You know, it's a time of self-empowerment, and that many people, like a lot of you listening, use tattooing and your tattoos and that experience as a tool to better yourself. So it's very much about you, not so much us, the artists. Myself and Piot are going to be working together in Australia in December for the entire month, so make sure you stick out the whole interview till the end to hear a little bit more about that. Hope you enjoy. Hey, thank you so much for doing this too. I mean, you got the kids and you're busy.
It's a great pleasure to talk with you. When you just wrote me and I just started to check your work and this your approach, and it's just like, wow, this is exactly what I'm doing. It's like I feel the...
Yeah, I mean, I thought the same thing. When I saw your work, I thought the same thing. Man, so how do I pronounce your name?
Piotr Szot.
Piot Szot.
Yeah, like shot of vodka, let's say, or shotgun, something like this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Szot of Piot. I like it. Yeah, cool. That's good. Nice, man. Well, look, the reason why I got you on to have a chat, and this is new to me as well. I haven't done a lot of this. I've spoken to 3 people so far, and I don't feel like I've actually got what I wanted to get out of it, because as you probably find, man, everyone's not on the same page exactly, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to have a bit more of like a higher space conversation around tattooing, you know? So I thought, hey, this could be the opportunity, right?
Yeah, let's try.
Yeah, totally. So I had 2 of my clients send me links to your work.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, you should look at what Piot's doing, you know? And I was like, okay, I will. I'm not always flicking that often, so when someone shows me it, I'm like, all right, I'll have a look. And I'm glad they did. It's good. So that's why I contacted you, you know?
Perfect.
I guess for people that are listening to this, you know, we're probably going to be talking more about ceremonial sides of tattooing and some of the spiritual aspects and the deeper aspects and stuff that I think sort of missing on that surface of tattooing that everyone's interacting with these days, right?
Yeah. It has changed a lot from the origins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I really got the feeling that there's a mission to be done, you know.
Yeah, that's how you feel, like you're doing a mission.
Yeah, I totally feel like this. And tattooing is just like one of the parts of the Western world, and I got the feeling that everything that the Western civilization just, you know, sucks in, it's just like starting to lacking the soul.
Yeah.
And it's just like with so many different, pretty much everything. It's just like taking the visual, you know, the way it looks, the shell, and but there's just like, you know.
Yeah, you can't. It's like they try and stop any deeper connection with anything.
Yeah.
They just want you to look at the mask of it all, you know?
Yeah.
All right, well, how about we start with like your background with tattooing, you know? Where did tattooing start with you? Were you doing just the surface level, or?
The thing is that I was doing art like most of my life. I just finished art high school and Academy of Fine Art. So I was just like doing more or less most of my life drawings. And then at some point it just like came, I don't know, I never planned to be a tattooist. It's just like at some point my friend just, he wanted to get a tattoo by his friend, and just asked me if I can make a design for him. So I just did design. And then he went, and the guy just fucked it up. And then my friend just came back and it's like, hey man, I'll just buy you a machine and you will tattoo me, and that will be easier. And that was like the first time I was like, hey, maybe that's a cool idea. But at that time I was studying, and I was like, it was very intense studying, so I never had time for that.
Yeah.
He didn't have money, so it was just like kind of disappear. But I think that was the seed. And at some point I just did
Just happened. How long ago was that?
probably around 10 years ago. But then for the next like 3 years, nothing really happened. And then I just finished the studies and just went to work in Spain. Saved some money, but came back, bought machine, and just like, and the world explodes. I just made the first tattoo, and I felt like, I don't know, like I did it for many lives before.
Did you start tattooing in a tattoo shop, or did you just go out on your own?
No, I never got any like apprenticeship. I just started to tattoo at home, and just first I tattooed my mom, then I tattooed like all my neighbors and myself. And
Cool.
At some point, because I'm coming from like small village. There's like 1,000 people like in the middle of the forests and lakes. So it was so funny that at some point, like all the village guys, like in my age more or less, they were all tattooed by me, and it's a funny tribe.
That's nice. Yeah, that's a good feeling.
So I was just like tattooing like 4 months at home, and then after 4 months I got I got a job in the studio. I was very lucky because there was like this personal issues with my boss and his co-workers, which kind of took over his studio, like weird funny things. But anyway, like my boss he just lost his workers and he was like alone. And the thing is that I was kind of quite good with I was doing illustration at that time. I was like drawing a lot, making book covers, stuff like this. And I was like very fluent with the graphic programs. So I was having the skills and let's say potential, but I was lacking the technique. So like, and the guy got the technique, and so we got like kind of exchange, and it was very nice.
Was that learning to use coil machines or rotaries?
I think after 3 months in the studio, I just moved to Cheyenne. But before I was doing like working with the coils, but it was very fast that I skipped this and invest a little bit, and I didn't have to figure out, is it my fault or is it the fault of my machine? Yeah, because with the coils you need to have a like really close relationships. They solve in a way that you need to know them, and with the rotor is just they work or they don't work. It's like there's no need to think about the technical things. And I was never this kind of guy who just digs into like how the screw is put together. I was never interested in this. I would just wanted to have tools that works, and that allowed me to be, to express myself.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I get that. I'm still working with coils myself and some rotaries, but I'm feeling more and more the pull to, especially for travel, start using the pen,
Yeah, it's just so much more efficient.
So much more convenient.
But also, like, I got the feeling that with the coils, like with the rotor, you will never get the same lines as with the coils, for example. And it's just like I was using this for a few years already, this Cheyenne, and I feel like, okay, it's good, it's very good, it's very comfortable, but I think that there needs to be some better ways to, I'm thinking especially about the lines, because I'm not that entirely satisfied with them.
Yeah, I mean, I find I've been lining the past couple of months with one of the Dan Cuban rotaries.
Oh,
have you seen those little ones, the Sidewinder?
No, but I just my friend that who was on the retreat with me, he just told me that he just bought one, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good for thick lines.
Yeah,
I've been using it for my big lines. I'm still using another coil for my thin lines, but I was lucky with the coil machines. I've spent a lot of time in a studio where the boss, who was a good friend, built tattoo machines. So I didn't have to work too much out. He just showed me straight up, this is good, this is bad, and I just don't touch it, That's it. Yeah. What about tattooing by hand? I've seen you've been doing some like using different hand tools?
The thing is that I just like kind of experiment with this. I know, like I like to get them myself.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I did maybe like 10, 15 pieces with the hand, and it's like with everything. If you don't exercise enough, then you don't feel comfortable. And so machine is like my main tool, and I feel the most comfortable with this. I would like to try, to do more of this, but in the end, I think I prefer efficiency. And right now with this power supplies on batteries, it's just like I go to the forest and I have a machine with me, and it's just like no problem with the.
Yeah, you can't beat the speed, and you can't beat the ability of what you can do.
Yeah.
You know?
The thing is that the atmosphere is just like very different. It's just I love this atmosphere that it's around the hand poking, but
Yeah, well, I mean, let's look at that a little bit more. What is the main drive for you to want to do something by hand? Because I find for myself, I'm the same. I mainly use tattoo machines because I don't want to jeopardize any of the look of the tattoo or the speed or the comfort of the person. It's a modern day, so we use the modern tools. But the reason I like using the hand poke tool, or I feel the need to do it, is I feel if I'm trying to do something that's therapeutic for the person, or I'm doing some ceremony or ritual, there's the atmosphere, but then also there's no interference. When you're tattooing, you're not actually connecting with anything else. It's like your own energy. What's your experience of it?
And I think also like the energy follows the attention, and so of course the more attention you put to something, the more time you will spend on doing something, the more energy it will contain. So like with the hand poke, it's just you spend much more time doing one thing, and so it's just like much more time that is spent on sending your energy to this piece. So I think even from that point of view, it's just obvious. Also got some I got a good friend who's working with a pendulum, so he's actually and he also does some tattoos, and we were just like checking the energy of the different pieces, and apparently the hand poked are like much more powerful when it comes to like energy.
Interesting, man. Yeah, cool. How'd you check? I've seen people use pendulums, but you ask it, right?
I don't know. I don't do it, but it's just the thing is like the whole concept is that you need to be like really clean. Just like you need to get rid of all the ego and just allow the pendulum to swing. And since the guy is just doing this as he make a living out of it, so he's like very, very good.
Mm-hmm. And you did it over the tattoo.
Also, but it's not very necessary. I just can take a photo. It's like the energy. There's no limits for the energies. You can, it's like.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They also, does this different diagnosis through Skype and with the people. So there's no need to have a contact, like contact one by one. But it was like very interesting. But also, it also contains some aspect that I don't like, because it's he's using numbers basically because it's like the most efficient, and sometimes it's there's a big it's easy to compare things, and and so it's like my tattoo has 2 million units, and your has just 1 million units, and it's just so I'm very careful with those things, But I was actually I was thinking about just making some collaboration with him and just make some book. I don't know, just like some symbols and just put the amount of energy and that he just checked. That's in. There's so many interesting things around. It's crazy.
Yeah, see what energy different symbols hold.
Yeah. Because there's actually quite a few books with the symbols and there's just like description, but I'm not very totally satisfied with them.
Yeah, I mean a lot of it, I think a lot of symbols these days, the energy comes in like the perception of it, right? And what people understand. But then there's other symbols, where there's obviously an energy just contained within the actual geometry.
Yeah, it's just like the energy of the shape, it's this is what it is.
Yeah, like the flower of life's one, it's not subjective, it's objective. It's of the actual pattern, Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. So tell me what your practice is like now. You've been talking about a retreat that you just finished. How are these working, and where's it at? What is Piot Szot tattooing now? You know,
I think it's changing a lot because I think from the moment when I move out to the countryside, I just set up my dome and just like, wow, amazing. I just put so much love into this place. And
what is the dome? I've seen a photo, and it looks like crazy cool, man.
it's because it is crazy cool. Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate to, don't have to go to the office every day, just go to the forest. Like I work in the forest every day. It's amazing. So anyway, like in the moment when when I moved out, I just kind of use this moment, this momentum of changing to kind of change my practice, because I was always like very interested in adding different aspects, like making this as a retreat, as a ritual, as something more meaningful. And I was like, I got quite a few friends who are like doing the gong baths and like the singing Tibetan singing bowls massage, and like the music is the most pure form of energy, like the most like intense, I would say. Yeah, so I was like anyway, like before I got like, sometimes I got like the clients who knows what I'm talking about, and I was just taking them to my friends to the mountains and just renting the place and just tattooing there. But I still got quite a few people like not interested in doing this in a ritual way, just to have a some nice piece of art.
Yeah, you still had a blend.
Yeah, but from that moment that I moved, I just totally I made my statement, and that I don't want to make things like this anymore. And I also just changed the way I book clients. So in the end, I just add some questions like, what does it mean for you? Why you want to have this tattoo? What is the intention behind it? And so with this, I can really easily choose my clients. So I'm very lucky. I can choose my clients at the moment, and it's much nicer. It's like because if I don't feel like connection, it's just, there's no reason to spend like 2 days together if I can spend those 2 days with the people who know what I'm talking about, let's say.
Yeah. So you find like you're now just tattooing a clientele that's already at a particular level of understanding.
I think so. Or like they have a big need to learn more, or it's just because there are people who are like, oh, if you want, you can make me a tattoo. And for some people, it's like very important. They want to use this as a tool somehow, just to change something in their lives.
Yeah. It's for healing. It's for transformation.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I find as well some clients though that aren't there can still get that same experience, almost unknowingly. That's what I find sometimes as well. Even if they don't come there and initially have that understanding, they might walk away with it afterwards. Do you find that too sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. But of course, I tried to say everything at the same time, so I was just like, I made like a big loop. But just to go back to your question, like how my practice right now looks like. When my clients come in the morning, I'm giving them. I mean, I have friends. Actually, it's really nice because there's a lot of people around me with certain skills that I don't have, and they were mastering all their life. So I want to also like build some small community around it. So I have friends. Like most of the time, my brother does the massage. So the client comes, he gets the massage, just relax, settle down after the journey. Because most of my clients are flying to me or like coming from like longer distances, and so they get the massage. After that, briefly talking WhatsApp, like just to have a little bit better understanding what they are coming for. And then I do like the ceremony of opening the space with the 7 directions. I smudge with the sage. Then I do the journey with the drum. I don't know if you're familiar with this. It's like, for me, it's like very, very new. I mean, very new. It's like one year and a half, maybe.
Yeah, I work with the drum too.
So like, before when I started doing this kind of journeys, I was like, wow, this is the tool for this what I'm looking for. So like for the last year, maybe a little bit more, I was inviting my friend to do this kind of journeys with me, for me and my client. So she was like the one who showed me this thing. But like recently, we were like, she's very busy traveling much more, so I slowly take in. I'm starting to drum myself for my clients, which is cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful, huh?
Yeah. So then I just, when she's here, like I do the 2 journeys. One is before tattooing, and second is during the tattooing. So it's like the one is to search inspiration, to search like, yeah, it's actually happens quite a lot that I can see the designs, on the journey, or like the placement, or like just some clues. Of course, not like everything, but I can get some pointers that I can later use.
In the journey prior to the tattoo, you get some like an insight what the person needs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because many times when I'm just before I did this, I was just like, I talk, I draw on the people some lines just to see the composition, the lines of the body, the directions and everything, so the anatomically everything fits. And then when I have it, I just start to search for the designs, or I draw something, or I just find some designs on the computer and just put them on. But there's always the moment that I where I think like a lot, just visualize like how this certain things will look on this body. But actually, when I'm journeying, it's just like, the consciousness expands. It's just like there's like much bigger efficiency with this, and also there's there's also this like really amazing part that it just ideas comes. Just I don't need to think about it. They just yeah.
Yeah, and you connect with them as well in that space, what they need.
Yeah, and also like what is important for me, because I was studying like different shamanic techniques to heal, and to different magic, let's say, and it didn't really convince me in a way, because for me many times it's just like the client comes, I do like some magic, and then okay, you're healed, and it's like there's no direct experience, and I also don't think that we should heal someone. It's like it's very much about making the space for them to heal themselves. It's just like to create the sacred space that in which they can explore themselves. And so for me, this drumming was like the best option, because this is actually something that the client can really experience by themselves to find the inspiration. But they also they are also exploring. This for most of the people is very, very, very new.
So you're in a guiding space more than a healing. You're guiding it more than.
I think so. Like I mean, I don't feel like, especially at these days, it's like, like in the last era, it was okay to heal people. But I think right now it's just there's just so much energy around, it's just like, right now it's like we are all our own healers. I don't think there's any place for the healers, anymore. I think it's about, we self-empowerment and just really keeping the space for the people to explore.
Yeah, totally.
Especially that, is, I don't know, like I know quite a few healers and shamans, and there is something about taking taking some energy, some blockages from them, and just actually it's not like energy disappears, it needs to go somewhere. So many times it just comes to the healer, and I don't want to take a risk of this, I have kids and stuff like this. And also there's like the blockages are for some reason, it's like it's not like they just here and that's it, they came here to guide us and to show us, to highlight some certain areas of our life. So I think every one of us has to process our own, blockages and stuff.
Yeah. You don't want the tattoo to be like a Band-Aid, right? Like you don't want the tattoo to just be like, put it on and you're fixed. It's like, it's not about that.
Yeah, because it's not gonna work. It's not true. It's not like this. I mean, I would love to, in some way, to experience something like this. It would help, but I don't think it will work anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very much more a process of the person, like you said, being able to be in a space where they have the opportunity to witness that healing, And maybe it doesn't happen right then. Maybe it happens later. Maybe it's already happened and they just need to mark it. But I think the tattoo plays a good role in integration, after healing, during healing.
Yeah, it's just very powerful, experience by itself. So I think it holds this possibility to be something important, because it is something important for many people. It's like, you're gonna mark yourself for the rest of your life. It is important. People are, coming for me, for example, from different continents just to get tattooed by me because it is important for them. So it's like, it creates some certain space for chance, for chance for doing something more with this, because it is important already. So for me, it's very much about finding, because I don't feel like I got what it's all about. It's like I feel like totally like a kid trying different things and learning all the time, and I don't think I will ever grab it. What is it? So hopefully I will, but it will take me some time for sure. And I got the feeling that it's I don't know, many people it's already, like, I speak with many people like you, for example. It's just like there's some certain frequency in the world that it's already there, and we're like more and more people are tapping to this frequency, and just like, have a drive to explore this subject. This is what I feel.
Yeah, completely. Well, where do you want tattooing to go? Where do you see it going?
I would definitely go much more into this like retreat kind of way. So it's like for 2 days we're journeying, going back. We're having there's like some workshops with the communication, with the from, like, I would say, from the mind point of view, how does this kind of rites of passage works, and so it's just very much about cleansing, about making proper setup for the mind, and then there's 2 days of tattooing itself. It's amazing, and then it's just like 1 day for just like sit down, talk about what happened, and just like make the last journey, just to like kind of seal all of it. And this is definitely the direction I would like to go, just to, so it will have just even more time, like, even because it's difficult when I'm alone. It's like when there's more people, like there's like, before it was like 3 and 4 tattooists on each retreat. Like I did only 3 retreats like this. Like 2 times there was 4 people, 4 tattooists and their clients, and there was one, like this one was just 3 tattooists and their clients. And it's just much more easy to organize this kind of event for more people, because there's the yoga, there's the gongba, there's like I invite many people to help me with doing this. They're all my friends. So it's, from one side, it's amazing for the people who are on the retreat, because they can try different things, from the people who really knows what they're doing. And the second thing is that I also work with the community that is around me, and just like kind of support them. And I don't know, it's just very, very nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful concept, and I'm so glad you're doing it, man. It's cool.
Yeah, me too. I'm even more glad. This is like every time I'm finishing this retreat, and I see the faces of the people, and it's like, wow, it's really worth it. It's really working. It's so nice.
Yeah, I mean that's what drives it. Hey, when you see the response from people.
Yeah. But then from the other side, it's like how to implement this to everyday practice. This is like the trick right now that I'm thinking, because I would love to do this kind of retreats like all the time, but it's just for 1 week I'm not home, and it's like, then my wife has to stay with kids alone, and it's like that's a lot on her shoulders, and I don't wanna make it like this. So I'm sure that I will have to find some little bit different way to make those events happening, but in the same time, actually I know how to do it. I just need to build my retreat center, my own retreat center, when Sabina, my wife, will just take part of it, and the kids will be around all the time. And that's it.
Yeah, that's the ultimate, to have this space set up all the time, for sure. I mean, I've been thinking about some similar things, man, about how to fuse the two different aspects that exist in tattooing at the moment, because that's where the world is. That's where the people are that are receiving tattoos. We've got different things. We need to live in this, modern society and still function. So we need to work every day. We can't just tattoo in ceremonies anymore like it used to be. That'd be cool, but but we also want to introduce the ceremonies, and it's like, how do we do both, and how do we do it without watering down the ceremony so that becomes the everyday thing? We've got to try and do both.
I'm sure there is a way. It's just like I still don't have no idea how to do it, but I think it's just also about tattooing less. And since I have a kids, I tattoo much less. It's like, I don't know, like 3-4 days a week maximum. Before I was like tattooing like crazy. Like, I guess all the tattooists, when they're starting, they're just like work like 6-7 days a week just to get their names a little bit more well known, and just to have a bit more established situation with the clients, and just to prove something to yourself. At least I got this situation that I really wanted to prove stuff to myself.
And to learn.
Yeah.
To learn too. You got to be busy to learn, right?
But then at some point I just noticed that I prefer spending time in my family, It's just, because I love tattooing. It's just like, if I'm not tattooing for 1 month, it's just like my hands are shaky, I need to do it. And
Yeah. It's funny. We've got lots of similarities. I'm the same. I'm spending more time with the family now too. I could only imagine with 2 kids.
It's more fun.
I'll share with you what I'm doing at the moment with my clients in tattooing, and trying to create the ceremony daily and how to break them up. And I mean, I'm not running any retreats, and I think that's a great thing. I'd like to work towards doing that type of thing as well. But in the tattoos that I'm doing at the moment, I'll usually have a central point or gridded points on the tattoo that I do by hand.
Yes.
And that's when I create the ceremony. So I call them the central governing points. So I tell the person, I'm like, look, we're going to do a tattoo. It might take, all day. You don't have to try and be in that space all day of ceremony. We can talk, if you need breaks, tell me. But when we do those points, I'm going to do it really intentionally, and we're going to open some space. We're going to do some ceremony, and I'll guide you a little bit. And I've been doing that, and, even like with a sleeve, if it takes multiple sessions, I'll close it at the end.
Okay.
And more I've been thinking, how nice would it be to everyone that gets tattooed throughout, say, the year or the season, they all get together for a retreat and everyone gets stuff closed at the same time.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I've had visions where I'm seeing myself, and older version, and I'm sitting there, and there's a circle of like lots of tattooists, and everyone's working in the same space, and it's held a ceremonial space with everyone working.
Yeah.
And everyone's closing their tattoos off, and the power's like massive, Maybe we'll get there. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I was actually because like I'm doing this like small retreats, but there's my very good friend Karolina Chaya, and she's also good worker from Poland, and she's right now like already during buying this land with the big house and like in the forest, and she has like a lot of people supporting her, like financial and like paper wise, let's say. And she really wants to make a convention with this, because she was attending many like this handpoke conventions, which is like already a very good alternative to this mainstream conventions. But just to have some like this more holistic convention, it's
more
just
ceremonial based,
not only about handpoke, but actually about creating the space. This is exactly, we have like very, very good connection. We know exactly what we're talking about, and I'm very looking forward for her, because she got the power to really do it.
That's great.
And I also like already spoke to on the last retreat I got the 2 girls from Canada, and they are also like they want to do the same situation, this kind of retreat as I do. They want to do in Vancouver. And they were also thinking about making convention there, like this. So it's just like it's happening. It's like amazing, just to observe it.
It's just happening everywhere, huh?
and also because because I'm quite open with this my approach, and I really try to highlight this aspect of my work, that is just not just nice tattoos, not just nice pictures, but it's actually I'm trying to have something more in it. Then it's just like some people who have the same vibe, that just connect me, and it's just like I think it's very important for all the people who are having the same, I don't know, attitude, the idea about this, just to be like a little bit more open, because I think it is a little bit insecure. It's like people look at you like a freak. It's like, what the fuck you're talking about? But it just makes so much sense. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's very brave. That's why I'm so happy to be talking, and I'm grateful as well, because, like I said, it's a brave thing that you're doing. I see it, and I've had the same thoughts, but to see you taking the steps is empowering for other people, that we know we're not crazy, right?
Yeah. It's good to know that we're not alone, and there's like more crazy people like.
And we see the result, right? People are getting tattooed and they're coming back for more, and they're having really good experiences.
Yeah, because
so I think it is important. You've encouraged me some more. It's great.
Thank you. I really feel exactly the same about you. It's like you're also like so open with this, and it's like when I just wrote the description and just saw this your promo, it's like, yes, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. So I was like very, very happy to talk with you, because
cool, man.
Yeah, I'm also very interested. I was very interested how you do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, now that we've had the introduction, we can obviously talk a lot more and maybe get into more technical stuff that people won't want to hear about, but we can talk about, which would be good,
Yeah.
But one of the things that's come up for me this week has been boundaries with tattoo space as well. Do you feel like I know you talked about the fact that you're cautious about not picking stuff up from people when you heal, but just with tattooing in general, do you feel like it can be a draining thing if you're tattooing too much, especially in this way?
Yeah, for sure. Like sometimes I can tattoo for, I don't know, like 8-10 hours, and I still can feel full power, and sometimes I feel just I can tattoo for 4 hours, and if the person is in like a big pain, I just like feel so much exhausted.
Yeah, you feel their pain.
So of course I try like there's this visualization of like the bulb of light, just not to just to cut yourself. This is actually what I did on the conventions. Like right now I don't go to conventions too much, because it's like I just don't feel it.
Yeah.
But before I was always taking my back to the public, and just like imagining this light bulb around me, and just like not to interfere too much.
Yeah, I used to do the same thing, daily visualizations, put on the golden egg and all the rest of it,
Yeah.
But I think we're moving probably into a space where, like you said, if we're setting up these spaces with multiple artists, and it's done routinely.
Yeah, I think it's like the space itself, like, because I got quite a big problem with tattooing with more people, because like since I opened my studio, I'm tattooing like more or less like 5 years already alone, and it's amazing, because I have like it's so much more intimacy between me and my clients, and it's like I really love it. But from the other side, it's like when I want to do like something big, like there's more like attraction involved, like this gong bats, sweat lodges, like different activities that I think they are amazing. They just like fill the space with this extra vibe, and for that I need to work with more people, and I love to work with the people also. But so I'm just like fighting between those two things. But while I was working on this retreats, like there were like this four people, and everybody came in here and gathered in here for the same reason, with the same vibe, with the same attitude, and it wasn't a problem at all. It was actually like very empowering, to each other, and it was like this. The atmosphere was like amazing, and I totally feel like it's like the more of us will come, the more energy we will gather.
Yeah. I think both's important. Being by yourself and being in a group. I think they're both important.
Yeah. It's just about finding the balance between this.
which is what the planet's doing at the moment anyway, right? It's just finding balance.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll just happen in its own time, I think. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was pricing. You asked me about what the pricing is like here in Australia, and if I knew what it was like in New Zealand. And I mean, I'm in Tasmania now, so I've come from Sydney, which is one of the most expensive places, you know, to Tasmania, where they charge half of what they charge in Sydney for a tattoo. And I had to go through that process of, okay, do I charge less because I'm in Tasmania? And I was like, I don't think I do. I can have compassionate grounds for people in Tassie, but I'm still doing the same work I was doing somewhere else, you know? Do you feel like that about your tattooing? Is it something where you put the price on what you do, your work?
Yeah, it's because, you know, I think the money it's such a fluent subject. You know, it's crazy. You know, like I can do the same work in Poland and just earn, you know, like this certain amount of money, and I can just go to Germany, you know, earn like twice much, and then I can go to California and then like 4 times more, or 5 or 6, I don't know, crazy numbers, and it's still the same work. And it's just because before I was actually having like 2 prizes, you know, one for the Polish people and one for the Westerners. But then I just, you know, I got more and more people coming abroad. So it's like 60% of the people, of my clients, are from abroad. And then at some point I just noticed that it's I don't know, it's like in the end I just got the same rate to everyone, and it's like twice much as a normal price in Poland. But, you know, since I have like this, most of my clients are coming, you know, from abroad. And actually, I got this one guy from Los Angeles, and he told me that if I would take any less, he wouldn't come, because he would feel like there's something wrong with my work. Like I'm not. He would wait until I will charge more, and then he would feel much more, you know, secure that I will do the good work.
Yeah, good.
So it's just. I think it's very much about how you feel yourself. If you feel deserve it, if you feel like your work is worth it, then people will also feel the same. But if you will, you know, like, I'm not sure, should I do this or that, people also will feel that, and they will feel like there's something wrong about
yeah, totally.
So I feel like and also I was like really struggling with making decisions, but then when I just kind of set up my work in a way that there's when you come to get a tattoo from me, you get the massage, you get the journeys, you know, for searching you get all the rituals, you get the gong bath with this, and so I think just this one as a whole package of experience, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, completely. I was thinking about it literally today, you know, and I was like, okay, why should it change, you know? If the price is just genuine and what you know you're worth, then that's it. And you're creating the same art everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult subject, but also I think it's a very good exercise, you know, in a way to make it, just to feel yourself and connect to yourself in a way.
Yeah, it makes you really feel about, you know, what is it worth? Why am I doing it? Why do I need money? You know, and connect all of those dots.
Yeah, and also the thing is that, you know, I just got to the point that, you know, if someone will not will to pay this much, I will work less. It's no problem. I will go to, you know, with my family to the mountains, and it's with my earnings I can work like half of this what I did work, and it still get the same kind of level of life, which gives me possibilities. You know, I can, thanks to the fact that I'm charging as much as I'm charging, you know, I can travel all over the world. I can learn from the people that I want to learn. I can build the dome like I have, for example, it gives me possibilities to grow, thanks to the fact that I have a chance to grow because I have a money support for that. Then I can just, you know, I can grow, and I can give this growth to my clients, which is totally worth it, I guess, in the end.
Yeah, completely, man. You just got to and build on it, and know that, you know, at the end of the day, the people that are there are going to find a way, you know. And I think part of these tattoos, these experiences, and people that are seeking tattoos for genuine reasons, it is about that journey. You know, it is about making things happen. It is about taking time out. It is about sacrificing, you know, and making making it important, making it have a place, you know?
And actually, it's like, this is, I guess you have the same situation that, like with me, at some point, I just noticed that I don't need to live in the city. I don't need to live in the environment that doesn't feel comfortable for me. I can just move out to the countryside, to like beautiful place, and people will still come, to get my work. And actually, it's even better because the longer journey they take, it's like it's also like kind of the way the pilgrimage works, like the further you go, the more effort you put into going to some place. It's like you're spending this time already on collecting energy that you will spend on this, on this event. So you actually, the more effort you have to take in order to get this, you will value this much more, in a way.
Yeah. The approach is important. If you got to take time and focus for a longer duration.
Yeah, and also like I really got the feeling that it's so important to just to live your everyday environment. Like it's impossible to do this kind of job that we want to do and we do if it's just somewhere in between. Like I got this friend who lives and works in Switzerland in Zurich, and he got he's doing he has exactly the same attitude and approach to the tattooing as us. But because he lives in the city center, it's just like their clients are like, they just finish the work, they go to get the tattoo, and then they come back to like everyday life. And in between, they like, because their life is so expensive there, so they they need to work really hard, and they just like they need to do cocaine in order to to feel something, to be able to stand the speed of life. And it's just like it just won't work. It's like if our work has to if it's supposed to have a chance to work, then you need to disconnect yourself from everyday life. Just you need to find the space in your head,
you need to and bridge it. I think it's important to bridge those two worlds for people too, like people that are living in those cities need to take time out to go get tattooed somewhere else if they want to receive that way. It's important. So we're nearly at the end of my questions, which is awesome. I've got so much out of this. You've answered everything really like well and fully. So thank you again for your time and energy, bro.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Let's end with this last thing. What's the number one lesson that tattooing has taught you, or being tattooed has taught you? I think of tattooing as like a teacher for myself, and I know it is for a lot of people. But for you, what's the number one thing?
There's many numbers one.
Big one. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's a great privilege to deliver this kind of experience to the people, and so it's a great responsibility. And I don't know. I'm very, very happy that this tattooing found me, and just it totally changed my life. Like my family and tattooing is like the best things ever could happen to me, and I'm so grateful for that. But for me as a tattooist, I think it gave me like the sense of possibilities. It's just that if you're good enough, if you're strong enough to reach for this what you want, it's like there are no limits right now, and it's just about finding the limits, for ourselves. I just got I got the feeling that I'm in the stage right now that I can really I can be a master of my life. I can really make decisions if I want to live here, if I want to work, how much I want to work, for how much, with whom, like where. And it's amazing, this feeling of freedom, and just, but also taking responsibilities because of my own life, because this is like, there's no one above me. Like if I'll make a decision to do something, that was my choices. So I cannot, blame anyone. I cannot blame government, for this. I cannot blame, TV because of my boss is just so stupid, and I cannot fulfill myself. And it's just
it's ownership, huh? You have to own your decisions. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's beautiful and it's amazing, but it's also not easy in a way.
Oh, well said, man. That's beautiful. I think you're completely right. We're very lucky to be tattooists, and I think we're in a position where it's important what we're doing, because tattooing can be that tool for people to record their stories, and to put them in their position of responsibility and ownership as well,
Yeah.
You have to record and learn and compound everything to really get to that place where, like you said, you're your own master, you know. So hopefully tattooing finds that place in the public again, huh?
But I also wanted to say something that, you know, just came to me right now, that like with this type of work that I'm doing, you know, like my intention is just to break this kind of worldview, you know, like we're living in the cities, we're living in this certain system of everything, that everything is the way it is. And actually it's not. There's like infinite possibilities. There's just people living in so many different ways. And it's just like, so I feel also so honored to be master of my life, but I'm very happy to show this to the people that actually, you know, you can do it also, you know. It's just it's not easy, but it's worth it. And also with the shamanism and with like this holistic approach, it's just like you can choose if you want to see the, you know, the life as a miracle or as a just life, you know. And I think it's important just to bring some kind of experience of being close with the nature, with life, and just to show that, you know, just your approach to the things may change so much the experience, you know, because you can get the tattoo in the just everyday tattoo parlor just around the corner, but you can also do the same tattoo, even if that would look exactly the same. Of course it won't, because because you will see the difference. But even if it would look exactly the same, that would be exactly the same mandala or something. It's just like this what you do with this, you know, how you do it. It changes completely the game, you know. It's just very much how you perceive the world, how you perceive the certain situations. They change the experience of these situations. So I think it's like also what I want to, you know, kind of achieve in the by doing this what I do. Kind of.
That's a noble thing to be doing, man. And I think tattooing is such a good way to do it, you know, because the tattoo ends up being a permanent factor of them doing that, you know, perceiving it differently, and you take it with you.
Yeah, it's a reminder, like constant reminder. Every time the people look at the tattoos, they will remember the ceremonies. They will remember the feeling of community, like. I'm thinking right now about this retreat. You know, it's like all the people just gathers. You know, they went so well together, and it's just I don't know. It's just like, for me, it's every time it's the same with me. If I look at some of my tattoos, you know, I can connect with the moment when I did it. You know, like with the people, with the person who did it. You know, with the energy that was around this. You know, and so this is like constant reminder. You know, to the rest of your life.
Yeah. That's it. The tattoos are that. I mean, even if you think of time, you know, non-linear time or linear time, doesn't matter. I always think that the tattoo acts like a bit of a link in that chain, you know, and so it can always transport you in and out of that space as well, you know, so that in essence act as a bit of a gateway to that time or that dimension or that frequency.
Yeah, so this is like very much about creating this certain atmosphere, the certain mood that you can tap in later when you need it.
Yeah, completely. And it can guide you as well. You know, like I was reading about some of the language used to describe tattooing before we even had the word tattoo, you know, so in a lot of the past cultures in Polynesia and stuff.
Okay.
And I think it's in Tahiti, there's a word that they use for tattooing that literally means to guide or to navigate.
Okay.
So they would talk about tattoos, but it would be called like a navigational aid, you know, a guiding aid.
Wow.
You know, and it's like their comprehension was so much more developed than ours was, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing stuff. I think that speaks a lot to how we're trying to use it, you know. Man, when you're in Australia, we'll definitely tee up.
Yeah, for sure.
Meet up, have a chat, do some tattooing. It'll be good.
Yeah, I would really like to make some collaboration if you wish to.
I'm keen, man. We'll talk after this and we'll organise some stuff so when you're here we can get some work going. Even just like a little, you know, maybe one day or weekend style thing where we get some people together and do it.
Yeah.
I think that'll work well.
I think so.
All right, well, I'll wrap it up. Thanks again, man. I'm going to post some episode notes for anyone listening, which will have Piot shots, links. You can see what he's doing, see his tattoos in person. I'll also link to your other friend in Poland that's doing similar stuff you mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few people doing this already.
Yeah, I'll put some stuff up for people to look at that's on par with what we've been talking about, so you can check it out. And yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for being on, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to meet you and to talk with you.
Yeah, it's been good, man.
I'm sure it's not the last time.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome, man. Thanks again. That was super fun. Thanks to everybody who stuck it out and listened to the whole thing. I hope you got a lot out of it. I'm super motivated now. I'm going to get some retreats happening in this beautiful country. So keep an eye out for that. Tattoo Retreats Tasmania 2019. However, in the immediate future, Piot's decided he's going to come and hang out for the whole of December here in Tasmania. And he's going to be working beside myself in my little humble studio. Unfortunately, we won't be in a crazy cool dome in the forest in Poland. We're just here in little Launceston, Tasmania. But who knows? We've been talking about possibly collaborating on a retreat in New Zealand in January. So that might be in a pretty cool space. Another thing to keep your ears out for. You can find links to Piot's website and his social pages on themarkofnara.com. Just head to themarkofnara.com. If you weren't already there prior to this interview, if you're listening via Instagram or Facebook or something like that, head over to the website. There's a follow-up page linked to the podcast that has all of the relevant information. If you want to book in with Piot, make the move fast. I'm fully booked for December. I know he has some room. I don't imagine it will last long. We've already got someone lined up for a collaboration piece, so that is on the table too. And also, just generally, please feel free to email me and give me some feedback. If there's things that you'd like to hear me talk about in particular, if there's any questions, or if there's people that you think it would be suitable for me to link in with, that would be awesome. All right, thanks again. Bye.